My name is Cobern I'm 53 years old. My former professions, like way back, were mostly sales, you know. We had a family business and I was taught sales. Later, I went into timeshare. From there I started my own company. And then, because of my how can I say, the need to have a lot of money, you know, and because of my lifestyle, you know, I had to have a above average income. And sales, especially, the thing that I liked, it wasn't like a basic salary, no. It was pure commission. So I wrote my paycheck every month, you know. There was no ceiling, there was no, that's enough. So the harder I worked, the more money I made. And then I worked hard. You see, the thing is, the industry I was in, it was a timeshare, so there's two aspects or divisions to it, the marketing side and the sales side. So the marketing side is getting the people to the sales deck. You get paid for that, just getting there, nothing to do with the sale itself. So then I got top $100, but my boss got $250. Then I got a couple of guys together, went to the timeshare company and said, you know what, I'll do the same thing he's doing, but for less. So let's say we put, with the telemarketing team that I had, you know, so we put, let's say 50 clients per month per deck. And we used to get 200 Rand per client. So it was a lot of money, you know. I lived a good life, but I had bad habits. The first time I indulged in drugs was, I think, 16 or 17. Coming from a club, I jumped over our back wall and I got my eldest brother sitting and smoking his pipe, and I wanted to know what you're doing. And from there, from that age to about 4 years ago, I'm 53 now, so let's say about 49, I struggled with drugs. And I come clean and I fall again, come clean. But the last stint over the past 15 years was the worst, where I actually landed on the street, you know. And I couldn't understand, but I'm doing everything right. I've got a good job. I'm not, there was a period I was also 2 years clean. And I fell. And I couldn't understand this. And the more I couldn't understand it, it frustrated me, more frustrated me. I just used more to take all this confusion, the numbness away, because at that time I was fully into heroin now. And that was good for me because at the time, because no pain, no fear, that things numb you. People insult you, it's like water off in the duck's back. When I was on cocaine, that was my drug. Cocaine and my bottom of alcohol, that was my thing. Until one night I was living in Club Mykonos and my friend said, okay, we're gonna go on a boys' night. And our boys' night was coming to Belleville, going to an escort agency, getting a girl and so on, you know. And this girl introduced me to heroin. Heroin is the other drug, my brother. It takes you don't become an addict anymore, you become a junkie. You know, a junkie is a way of life. An addiction is you're struggling with something. You don't care about sleeping on the street. You don't care about being dirty. You don't care about people not like you. It numbs everything. And that is where my turning point came, where I just gave up. I just didn't care. Yes, heroin. It numbs everything. I suppose if I was on some other drug, I would have maybe felt ashamed to go stand in front of a traffic light with a board. It's like, when you're on that stuff, it's like, Oh, it's just something you do to get your fix. You know, you don't think, it doesn't matter. Whatever you have to do, you do. There is no emotion involved. It's just another way to get what you need, you know? And it takes you down a road that is so deep and dark, you don't realize it. You only realize it once it is too late. And you get so used to that darkness, that if there is any light, that's wrong, it's scared, you move far away, it's uncomfortable. You know, you get people at night, they don't, yes, they also need whatever they need, but they're more into hurting you. So one night we were sleeping in not, what's it? What's this place now? But anyway, close to here, Brackenfell side. And then 7 guys came to us, 7 with these pangas. And they wanted money. So, and long story short, one of the guys at the end, because we didn't have money, wanted to rape my partner. He thought that will be his satisfaction, you know, and it never happened. So with all the things that happened to me on the street, COVID, everything, I feel God's hand of protection was still over us, man. I just had enough. I don't want to do that. I was sleeping in, you know, a mattress, no? It's got a plastic cover. That was my house, that was my bed in a bus stop. I didn't want this anymore. And then I prayed. I said, God, you know what? I tried for 30 years and it seems my way is not working. So I'm begging you, take this taste of this drug out of my mouth. That's when my recovery started. And yeah, it was, when you say recovery to people, people think, yippee, everything's good, now you're lacquer, no problems. It's not like that. Because everything that you numbed, now you not indulging in that, everything just comes. It's like opening a pipe, this water pipe, and everything just gushes out. Now you must handle it sober. And that wasn't cool, you know. And then from there I was introduced to Salt and Bauer. And I think that what helped me also is their program, and they put me into the shelter, safe space. What I can say is that I thought drugs was my problem. It wasn't my problem. Until somebody spoke to me. You know, one of the social workers at MES, and she don't work in my portion. She said to me, just tell me about your life. I told her about my life. She said, your problem is not drugs. Your drugs is just a crutch. It's just a thing to take the pain away. Yeah. Your problem is your self-esteem, your isolation, your pain that you suffered in as a kid when, you know, at school when you couldn't pronounce an R and the kids made fun of you. That is your trauma. That is what's making you do what you are doing. So she helped me work on that. Most of my friends are dead, either of suicide, of overdose, or in some bad space. So why did he keep me? You know? And I asked myself, what is it? Why I'm not mentally, I hope I'm not mentally disturbed. You know? So there's a lot of things I look at, man. I mean, I'm 7 years from 60. There's many times I should have been dead, really, man. And then that's also one of my main reasons why I want to stay sober, is to pay it forward, you know. And what I received. And I believe that was just at God's mercy and good people. People who really wants to help, man. And I want to take that forward, man. I want to make a difference in people's lives that are suffering. We had a UCT 40th birthday yesterday, and they were talking about humanizing homelessness, and everybody came up with their own 2 cents. And what I realized is, man, there's a lot of people that do care. There's a lot of people that have their own theories about what homelessness is about, what we experience. And I also, now it was our turn to do a presentation. So Margot did a presentation when I was standing there. So I asked them, did you guys realize that I was there? Because I had this nice outfit on and everything. And they like, really? I say, yes, I was there. So sometimes when you're on the street, you're invisible. I think that was my greatest challenge, to answer your question. Invisible, as if I was not there. Like you're standing at traffic light, people are doing whatever they're doing in their heads, but they don't make eye contact with you. They don't greet you. I think I felt then is, if they greet you or make eye contact, it's almost like we're going to attack you, or just by making eye contact, you're going to get a disease from us or something. I don't know what people thought. And then somebody said something very, that made me think that when people look at homeless people, that part of their brain that must show empathy, it doesn't work. It like closes. You become just an object like that painting there, You're not seen as a human being anymore. I wasn't a person that didn't grow up in a good home. My brothers, my sisters, they all intelligent, well, healthy people, they stable, they've got, if you look at them, and their lives, they're normal human beings. So I didn't lack anything really. I wasn't, at age 41, I dropped out at standard 9. I passed, but I was so naughty at school that when I got back to do my matric, the principal said, no, you can't go. You can give me more headaches. So at age 41, I actually do my matric and I passed. So I'm not a dumb person. It's just that at the time, I didn't know how I had problems, And my problems was not, how can I say, unique. Lots of us have them. But what I received at MES is people that listened, man, that was patient, that understood where I'm coming from, and understood that I don't want to do this. I didn't want to harm myself. It's not that I'm a donkey or and they gave me that space. They created that environment where I can heal, and that is the one thing that I can thank them for. And once somebody asked me, like, Cobern, if you would want to change the world, what would you change? I said, you know what, if we can just keep having good people that care about people, then the world will be a good place, a better place. You can come up with all the fanciest technology, whatever, but if you don't have people caring about people, then what's the use? Even though when I was inactive, I didn't have the problems. I didn't have to deal with my problems. Because that I didn't have to deal with it. But now, being in the recovery and sober, I have to deal with it. Yes, it is tough. Yes, it is. Days I just want to pull the hair out of my head. There's days that I don't want to get out of bed. But it's okay, it's lekker, man, Having challenges, because that, I believe, is how you grow, And so I wouldn't change it for the world. So I just want, like I asked you earlier on, how do we get people, motivate people to want to you know, get better. Because we can create all the environments and everything, but if you don't want it, now that's the thing. How do I create that want and that need in you? But yeah, so if I can just make a difference in one person's life, then I'm all right. One person. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so that's my hopes and dreams. To have a small holding with a farm and teach people how to grow their own food, because that is what MES taught me. They sent me away to PE for 3 days to do farm training in PE. So if I can show people that, then it's cool.